Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.
Welcome to the football show on PLZ Soccer, sponsored by Arnold Clark, with myself, Gabriel and Tony Atzi. In with me in the studio today, got Barry Ferguson and Alan Ruff. Let's see if we can manage without Peter. Right, so there are 6 games in the Premiership to preview, as well as a look back at another impressive night in Europe for the Old Firm. There's nowhere else to start than last night's continental action. Let's have a look at what happened. It was another fantastic night for the Old Firm in Europe, with Celtic confirming top spot in Group E and Rangers now just a point away from the knockout stages. Celtic never looked in doubt against a poor Rennes side and impressed despite making several changes to the lineup. Lewis Morgan took his chance to show his capabilities with a goal. Ryan Christie added a second before the half, and Mikey Johnston sealed the win with his first appearance since September. Neil Lennon was delighted, and his focus can now be entirely on domestic football until February. Alfredo Morelos scored 2 delightful headers to earn Rangers a 2-2 draw against Feyenoord in Rotterdam. It was an end-to-end game. Gers boss Steven Gerrard felt they could have won it if awarded a so-called stonewall penalty. The point means Rangers only need a draw in their final match at home to Young Boys to progress, whilst a win ensures they mirror Celtic by winning Group G. OK, we'll start with Rangers. A 2-2 draw away in the Netherlands against Feyenoord. Spoke to Steven Gerrard earlier this morning, and he was clear that he was unhappy with the first half performance. They went in 1-0 down, and he said they were second best, but they turned it around in the second half. 2 goals from Morelos again to salvage a point and put them within another point of qualification. Barry Ferguson, how impressive is that result for Rangers?
It was a very good point. I agree with Steven Gerrard. I thought the first half performance wasn't great, but sometimes you've got to expect that when you go away from home in Europe, when you're playing against a good team in a hostile environment. But the second half, I thought the 2 goals for Morelos were different class. You've got to give credit to Kent and Barisic with the quality of the cross balls. Morelos was pretty quiet throughout the game, but listen, 2 chances, 2 goals. It shows you what type of form the guy's in. But overall, I think Rangers will come home in that flight and be happy with taking a point.
Yeah, we talk about Morelos there. Ruffy, 25 goals for the season now, 2 fantastic headers that I'm not even sure you could have saved in your pomp. How impressive has he been this season? Gerrard again highlighted how he's matured as a player. How calm is he in front of goal at the moment as well?
Yeah, the second goal particular, it was a fantastic header. And he's just been like that all season. And it just shows you how Rangers value him. You know, the form he's on, he looks absolutely untouchable. You know, anytime he gets a chance at goal, he's generally scoring. You're right, he's disciplined, right, he's a team player, and they're getting their best out of him. But again, maybe in the goalkeeping side, for me it was Alan McGregor won that for Rangers. Got the draw for Rangers last night. His performance in the first half, the first save he had was just world class, and then after that was just experienced saves with his legs or whatever. But he kept Rangers in the game, and that's what good goalkeepers do.
You touched on it earlier, didn't you, Barry? He's getting better with age.
Yeah, I'm not surprised he makes these sort of saves. I mean, I've known him since he was a young kid coming in at 15-year-old, and you've seen the potential in him. And he had to do it the hard way. He had to go out and loan to Dunfermline and St Johnstone, and he worked really hard, and he deserves all the plaudits he's getting. He works really hard at his game, and I just think he's getting better as he gets older. He's always been quality, but I mean, a lot of people talk about the signings that Gerrard's made. They got Alan McGregor in a free transfer. Now that's some bit of business, that, and he showed his qualities last night, as Ruffy says, some fantastic saves. But again, that's what he's all about, and I'm not surprised he's making these sort of saves. Yeah,
his contract's up at the end of the season, but he does have that clause to extend it for another year. No signs of slowing down?
No, if I'm the manager, I'm trying to force him to sign that bit of paper for a year's extension. I think he's key to what Rangers do. again, if Rangers are not in top form, you need to rely on a top goalkeeper at times, and Rangers certainly rely on Alan McGregor.
Right, Ruffy, Gerrard wanted to ask UEFA for an explanation why Morelos didn't get a penalty when the score was at 1-1. Of course, that would have won him the game and mean they qualified. Do you reckon it was a penalty?
No, I can see why he is upset about it. You know, obviously Morelos went down, you know, but I just feel the referee maybe thought Morelos was backing into the defender, and the defender had no option but to go over the top of him. So maybe they got away with that one, but in these high-profile games, you'll take anything you get, and that would have been a turning point in the game if Rangers had got a penalty.
Right, no, so it was a point, and as we can see now, it means that Rangers are top of their group. They're going into the final match day in 2 weeks' time against Young Boys, and they only need a point to qualify. Now, if they do win, they're guaranteed to win the group, which would, of course, give them a favourable draw in the last 32. Now, Steven Gerrard remains adamant that they can qualify going into that match.
I think you've always got to be confident and have belief. I've always got belief in these players. I trust them. They've proved many a time, certainly in difficult situations, where they can stand up and grab a result. We're at home. I'm sure the stadium will be lively and loud in our favour, which is a big advantage. And we've obviously got 2 results, 2 outcomes that suit us. So we're certainly in a strong position, and a position we would have took when the draw was made.
The former Liverpool captain there highlighting how important the home crowd will be in 2 weeks' time. And there's no doubting that. Barry, you've played in numerous games where the crowd have surged you on. But the one big asterisk is whether UEFA will charge and fine Rangers fans for their actions yesterday. Now, there were flares in the away end at De Kuip, and there were reports of illicit banners and singing. So it remains to be seen if Rangers will be charged. Now, if they do, by the UEFA laws, it's the 3rd strike rule, so Ibrox could be shut for that final game. Now, nothing's been confirmed yet, but Barry, how big an impact would that have if Ibrox was shut?
Massive. I've been there myself. I played in a European game over in Milan against Inter, behind closed doors, and it wasn't a nice experience. It was an eerie experience, and when you play in Europe, you want to play in front of sell-out crowds. European nights at Ibrox are key. The fans are key to the Rangers players, and the players will tell you that the atmosphere that they create is second to none. So it'd be really disappointing if UEFA did sanction a ban. We just need to wait and see. But I'm hopeful that they don't, because I feel sorry for the vast majority of fans that go. They go to support their team, and they're told a lot of the times not to be lighting these flares and all the chanting and the banners or whatever. So that's the disappointing aspect to what I thought was a really good point away to Feyenoord.
Yeah, it was. They try and focus on the positives because it was such a positive night. But Ruffy, would you still expect Rangers to win if it was an empty stadium?
Yeah, I think so. I think they've showed a lot of quality in Europe, and obviously the form that they're on just now is pretty good. Obviously, with Morales scoring, you know, and big crucial games, that's what kind of striker you need for these games. So as Barry said, it'd be a horrible experience, you know, for the players to go through. But I still think they'd be good enough to win that one.
OK, we'll have to wait and see what happens there over the weekend. But let's turn our attention to Sunday. Rangers have Hearts at home. Currently joint top of the table, of course, with Celtic, and a hectic schedule in December. They've got 8 games, but Steven Gerrard remains insistent that Hearts is the main focus.
Because we can't really control anything to do with them games where we sit right now. All we can do is prepare and be ready for Hearts. I think it'd be very disrespectful to Hearts and Austin for me now to be talking to James about Aberdeen, for example, or Celtic. They obviously had a positive result after the semi-final loss to us, where they beat St Mirren very comfortable, scored 5 goals, looked really dangerous.
Rangers have looked so strong this season, especially at home. Barry, do you think that exerts from Thursday night could affect them?
No, I honestly don't. The way the players look after themselves and the way they're treated with the sports science or whatever, and the recovery sessions they do, I don't think it will. He might make 1 or 2 changes to freshen it up a bit, but that's why Rangers have got a big squad. They've got a strong squad, a lot of competition for places, so I don't think it'll affect it. They're in a good place at this moment in time, certainly in the league, and they want to keep that up. to keep on Celtic's coattails.
No. OK, talking about Celtic, we're going to move over to them now. They did play in Glasgow last night and they ran out 3-1 winners against Rennes. Now, as we can see, that confirms their place at the top of the table and they are group winners for the first ever time in their history. 13 points more than they've ever had before. Now, there was much change. There was no Edouard Elyounoussi and they changed their usual fullbacks, but they still impressed. Goals from Scottish trio Lewis Morgan, Ryan Christie and Mikey Johnson were enough to give them the victory. Ruffy, how good do you think they look right now?
Yeah, I think they look very confident, particularly in European football. I think every player that came in has adapted to the style of the European style, and anybody that comes in has the same quality as the person that they're overtaking. And nobody has come in and you could say to yourself, well, we really missed him, because they're coming in. You know, Morgan's coming in out of nowhere, scoring a goal. Lee Johnson's coming back without any games behind him. Great bit of individual trickery to get his goal as well. So no, I don't think Neil Lennon will have anything to complain about at all, and he got a chance to rest some of his big players.
Yep, Neil Lennon did have nothing to complain about at all. He thought it was a momentous victory.
I don't know how big an achievement it is, but it's it's a landmark night for us, you know, in terms of we've never done it before, whether it be Europa League or Champions League. So yeah, I mean, that's fantastic. And what it does do is it means we can maybe possibly get a better draw when the draw's made for the last 32.
Right, he's talking about a better draw there. We can look at who their current possible opponents would be. Of course, this is subject to change as it is dependent on who the second place teams are. There's still a few big teams in there. Barry, what do you reckon?
Yeah, there is a few big teams and a few really good teams as well. But listen, that's what you've got to expect if you go through into the new year in the Europa League. And listen, as a player, that's what you look forward to, playing against the best teams and the good teams. So I'm sure they'll be looking forward to see whoever they get.
Can you remember, well, in fact, when was the last time you were as impressed by a European campaign as you are at this one by Celtic right now?
No, really impressive. I think in the past, when Neil Lennon's he was previously the Celtic manager, he always had a good record in Europe, so it didn't come as much of a surprise. A lot of people says when both of them, not just Celtic but Rangers, when the groups get announced, they would maybe struggle, but it shows you how far both teams have came. Certainly we knew Celtic were a good team with good players. Neil Lennon signed a few in the summer and it took them a bit of time to settle, but they've settled in really well and they're in a real good place at this moment in time as well.
Yeah, Neil Lennon insisting that they are in a really good place, and they're in such a good place that they can afford to rest players away to Cluj in Romania in 2 weeks' time, and Lennon can focus solely on domestic football until the Europa League returns in mid-February. And he is insistent that the league is the priority.
It's a difficult game. We know our priority is the league, so we can, you know, we're finished with the European terms of competitiveness, and now we can fully concentrate on domestic duties. Ross County had a really good start to the season. We've just come off it a little bit, but they're at home. Teams raise their game when we're in town, so we know how fraught the game could be.
A trip to Ross County on Sunday then. No Edouard, he's got a niggle, so he's unlikely to play. No Elyounoussi, and we saw that they were vulnerable on the road against Livingston after a European game. So just the same as I asked you about Rangers, Ruffy, are Celtic vulnerable?
I don't think vulnerable is a word. I think they'll have to be at their game. I think Neil Lennon will know that Ross County at home can be dogged, you know, so the players that come in would have to be up for it. But I think coming off the back of a good European result, and they have so many players that, you know, will be itching to get a game and trying to prove to the manager that they're good enough to play in this cup final that's coming up. So I think anybody that walks onto the park, that's what they'll be trying to do. So I don't think they'll drop a gear at all.
No, impressive showings from Ryan Christie as always, and also Lewis Morgan. He took his chance well, and good to see Lee Griffiths back on the pitch. Also, Barry, is it a good opportunity to give Lee Griffiths more minutes?
Yeah, it's something I think it will cross Neil Lennon's mind. That's a couple of substitute appearances. Yeah, I know he's had a few games with I think it was the 20s or the reserve side, whatever they call them. So it might be an opportunity for him to put him in and see how far he's came. But look, Lewis Morgan came in last night and done a fantastic job. A surprise, I'll be honest with you. You see him more as a a wide player. But it could be the time for Lee Griffiths to maybe stake a claim for the cup final.
So we'll have to see who Celtic go with, whether it's Griffiths or Morgan through the middle on Sunday. Right, before we have a look at the other 4 fixtures on Saturday, here's how you can win our fantastic quiz prize.
Hi, I'm Barry Ferguson. Don't forget to like, share and follow our social media channels at PLZ Soccer. To win this shirt, all you have to do is guess my favourite Rangers goal.
So 4 other fixtures this weekend, which we can see now. We'll start up in the northeast at Pittodrie with Aberdeen. They're at home to St Mirren. They're up to 3rd in the table and unbeaten in 4. As I said to you earlier, Ruffy, when you came in, they seemed to be in crisis a month ago when Celtic beat them. But how impressed have you been? Is it because they've got players back, or is it a testament to McInnes himself?
I think McInnes and Cosgrove scoring goals, you know, and it takes the pressure off everybody else if you know he's going to come up with a goal every second game. They've obviously got a few guys. Bryson came back as well, but at the back for me, they're looking a wee bit more stronger. Obviously Devlin was out and McKenna was out, but they're back and they're getting more games under their belt. So I think they'll be too strong at the weekend. I think they'll win it quite easily, winners.
Yep, new incoming owner Dave Cormack has told McInnes there will be funds available in January, but it's not a blank cheque. If you could sign one player, I know you keep an eye on Aberdeen because of your nephew, where would you strengthen? What position would you strengthen if you were Aberdeen?
Well, it's a hard one. I've not seen as much as I would like, but I'm sure Derek McInnes will be happy that he'll have money to go and spend. I'm sure he knows the areas he needs strengthened. And it's good that he's got now a chairman that will open the chequebook and help him. Because let's be honest, since Derek's went up there, it's mostly free transfers, and he's digging about that sort of market. So you never know, maybe he'll go out and spend a few pounds, and I'm sure the Aberdeen fans will look forward to January.
Yep, we're pushed for time though, so we're going to have to fire through quickly. Hibs versus Kilmarnock, that's my pick of the fixtures this weekend. What do we reckon there? 6th versus 5th, Jack Ross, 1-2 out of 2?
Yeah, I think the home advantage, the new manager, I think the players will continue to be in good form. I'll go Hibs win.
Yeah, I'm with Ruffy, I think Hibs will win.
OK, Motherwell versus St Johnstone, your prediction there?
Motherwell being at home, I think they're strong at home. St Johnstone missing a few players through suspension, so I'm going for Motherwell home win.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to go for Motherwell as well. I've been really impressed with all the young players that have come in this year, and home win for me. OK, and the final game, we've got Livingston versus Hamilton. Now, Hamilton struggling down there in 11th place, Livy up in 8th, but they're both on winless runs. How do you see this one going, Ruffy? I think maybe just the home advantage for Livingston. They've proved at home they're difficult opponents. So you've seen what they did with Rangers and Celtic. So I think Hamilton still losing crazy goals. I think I'm going to go for a home win.
OK, I wanted to ask you, how impressed were you with Hamilton last week? I know they did lose to Rangers 3-1, but Brian Rice, he didn't sit back as other teams have done as much against the Old Firm. He almost went out and said, right, we're going to have a go, and they were reasonably close in the game until the end.
Yep, they tend to struggle when the bigger teams come to Hamilton, but you've got to fair play to them. I thought the second half, first half Rangers controlled the game, but second half I thought Hamilton came out and had a go, and at a stage when I was watching it, I'm thinking here that they're close to getting an equaliser here, so you've got to give him credit. He's in a low budget, but I think he's doing a fine job, Brian Rice, so I'm hopeful. I'm a Hamilton boy. I'm hopeful that they'll stay up, but I don't think they'll win in Saturday.
But you think they'll get beat, do you?
Yeah.
OK, tip them to get beat. Last quick one, the Arsenal manager Unai Emery has been sacked after 18 months. There's various contenders to take over. Freddie Ljungberg will be in the short term. Ruffy, you came in the door earlier and you said, how about Brendan Rodgers? What do you reckon there? Would he take it?
I think he would. Yeah, I think Arsenal are one of the biggest clubs in England. Given the right resources behind them, I'm sure it would be a target of his to get to a top 4 side. It'd be interesting how he manoeuvres it or how they manoeuvre it, but certainly with the run and where he's taking Leicester just now, if it's not a foreign manager, then he must be in the running.
Could you see it, Barry?
Yeah, look, nothing surprises you in football. As Ruffy says, Arsenal are a massive club. He's at a good club just now. He's doing really well. A lot of good players. But look, when a club like Arsenal, if they do come champing the door, you've got to seriously consider it.
Okay, that's all we have time for today. Thank you very much for joining. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to all of our social media channels that you can see below, and stay tuned for the latest deals with Arnold Clark. I'd like to say thank you to our guests. I think we did okay, didn't we, without Peter today?
Yeah, but we're getting there without him.
Yeah, we're getting there slowly.
You're doing well.
Yeah? Well, thank you. And most of all, thank you to you at home. Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome to the latest from Arnold Clark, where we bring you the best deals from across the country from Europe's largest independent car retailer. Here are just 3 of the unmissable deals that we've picked out for you this week. First up is this 69 plate Vauxhall Corsa. One of the UK's most popular super minis has had a facelift, and this 1.4 litre 3-door Griffin model takes things a step further with its stylish sports interior, heated front sports seats, finely tuned sports suspension and 16-inch black twin-spoke alloy wheels. It also comes with the Navi 4.0 IntelliLink 7-inch touchscreen, and you can get all that for $10,998 or just £169 a month. But be quick, there's only a limited stock available. If you're looking for incredible value for money in the SUV crossover market, then it's hard to look past the hugely popular Dacia Duster. This 19-plate 1.3 litre prestige model could be yours for $16,498 or £249 per month. For that, you get a whole host of features new to the Duster, including climate control, curtain airbags, blind spot warning, keyless entry, 17-inch diamond-cut alloy wheels, and a 7-inch touchscreen multimedia system with satellite navigation, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. Add in remarkably cheap running costs, and the overall Dacia package is hard to beat. Finally, here's your chance to own one of the most thrill-seeking rides around, and for an unbeatable price. This 5-door 19-plate BMW 1 Series 118i M Sport gives you all the handling expertise you'd expect from a BMW, coupled with style and refinement, and all for $17,998 or £269 per month. And this Shadow Edition also comes with black Dakota leather seats, LED headlights with automatic beam control, 18-inch double spoke alloy wheels, and the outstanding Harman Kardon sound system. For more details on any of the fantastic deals available from Arnold Clark, simply head over to arnoldclark.com/deals or get in touch with your nearest Arnold Clark branch. I'll be back next time with more mouth-watering deals, but until then, thanks for watching and happy motoring.
Expect the best used car deals guaranteed. Visit arnoldclark.com.